Welcome back, my dear teacher friends. This is the second part or second episode in this series, a series for tech savvy teachers. This is Somnath Havargi coming in front of you for the second time. I assume that you have watched the first video in this series. If not, please go and watch that. It's very important. In this episode, I am going to discuss about some more very basic fundamental recommendations for tech savvy teachers which are going to help in a great way. Main idea behind this video series is to explore how we can make use of the stuff available at home and still come up with good quality videos or online classes without much expenses. I'm not recommending any purchases of expensive items or material. In our Indian system, we call it as Jugaad system. Before we start, let's see what did we learn in the previous episode. In the previous video, we learned about the camera positioning, how up, how down, or how far, how close. Then we discussed about the lighting. We mostly focused on the natural light. Then we discussed about the background, how clutter-free it needs to be. We spoke about the audio environment and stuff like that. Then we spoke about the camera, the type of cameras, then the specifications, video file size, and finally we discussed about the difference between online classes and offline content creation. Now let's get into action. Let's begin with the lighting. This time we are going to talk about the artificial lighting and the mixed lighting. Look at this picture. Look at this boy. What we see is his face on his left side is lit. For our right side he is well lit, and the other side is dark just because there is no light. So what can we do? Simple, right? Our left side there is no light, so we can put a light there so that his right side can be lit. It can be made brighter that side, and we will be able to capture his face completely clearly. Correct? That's what we are going to do. Before we explore what we can do, let us try to understand what is the professional setup when it comes to lighting. Look at this picture. In this picture, what you can see is the camera is facing the person, and this is the top view, okay friends? And what else you can see? There are three lights. The most important light is the key light, and then we have a fill light, then a backlight on the back side. Maximum amount of light comes from the key light. Around 50% of the light comes from the key light, and then around 30% comes from the fill light. It is mostly diffused kind of light, and then we have a backlight in the background which avoids the shadows and it gives extra edge to the subject in the picture. As I told you friends, this is the professional setup. Most of the videographies and cinematographies use this kind of lighting. What we can do, let us see. What we can do is, in place of the key light, we can keep a bulb, a light, a powerful light. And on the fill side, if you have open windows and getting enough good amount of light, you can use the window light as fill light. But it depends, if the light from the window is stronger than the key light, then you can reverse. The window light can become the key light and the bulb light can become the fill light. And in the background you can have a small light, but the backlight has to be at a higher level, much higher than the subject. And in my case, let's see here, I have a window here. I am getting the window diffused sunlight from outside, and to match this I have a light on my right hand side. So my video, I believe, is quite balanced. It is taking care of my requirements. I do not have any background light just because my background is bright enough and there is no shadow. So I have ensured that my shadow is not there on the wall, and that is the kind of arrangement I have made. Hope you can observe that. Friends, when it comes to the lights, you don't have to go and buy any expensive light. I will give you one more Jugaad solution for you. Just look at the picture. I am using a good powerful CFL or LED light, and I am covering that with a white cover and tying it up. when the power is switched on, the light looks like this. Why do we require the paper cover? Because it diffuses the light and you get a good effect on the video. Now let's look at the lighting reflectors. Maybe some of you have come across reflectors. Reflectors are nothing but a panel, a simple panel which can reflect the light. Okay, look at the first picture. In the first picture, a model is standing right in front of a light, a strong light, and a person is holding the reflector such that her other side also is well lit. So because of the reflector and the main light, she is getting sufficient amount of light on the both sides. So this is a professional setup and this is a professional activity, but we can achieve the same kind of effects at home also. We can make use of the items available at home, such as the mirror or the plates, steel plates. They reflect good amount of light, and you can also make use of the aluminum foil. Making use of aluminum foils, you will be able to create reflectors and use it if you think there is a requirement. If you think there is a shortage of light, it can make miracles on the screen. When we are recording videos, echo can be a big problem. Echo can create a lot of disturbance. So let's see how we can avoid the echo problems. Empty large rooms cause echo, and how can we avoid? Using some of these items, we will be able to reduce or avoid the echo. One of them is having carpet or the rug on the floor. And if you have false ceiling with tiled arrangement, it's great. It absorbs a lot of sound, so the echo will be reduced. If you have carpet rug on the floor, again it absorbs good amount of noise, it absorbs good amount of sound, so that the amount of echo is cancelled out. In professional setups, they make use of foam on the wall, which absorbs the sound again to create echo-free setup. And then just for the fun, I'm showing this warehouse picture, my dear friends. Just assume that you are standing in between these carton boxes in a big warehouse, and if you start talking, there won't be any echo, because all the sound that is not reaching the mic will be absorbed by all these other objects and carton boxes, so that you will have a eco-free environment. Just for fun. Friends, if you want to produce quality videos, or if you want to have very quality online classes, you got to buy these things, very simple things which are not expensive. I'm not recommending any expensive items to you to purchase. Just look at them. Friends, you got to have a tripod, because if you are using someone's hand, it becomes very stressful. It cannot provide you a stable video quality. It is very important to buy at least a simple tripod, so that you don't have problems with the human hands. They are not very expensive. You can buy tripods for as less as 600 rupees to 700 rupees. Just go for it. And then comes the mic. Friends, again, for the sound quality, you will require a mic. Microphones cancel out the noise, and they capture the voice clearly, and they also help in reducing the echo. Just go for it. And the third thing is that, talking about simple light, you got to have this LED light and holder cable. They will come handy wherever you require, whenever you want. You can just light it up. You will have the brightness on the required corner. They can create miracles on your screen. My teacher friends, you know that having a good background is very important. If you do not have a plain wall behind you at your home, or in your office, workspace, wherever you want, then you can go for artificial backgrounds. They are available in the market. They are not very expensive, and you get them in all colors. You choose the color you want for your background, but note that even the background color plays a major role. For example, yellow will make you look little dull. A darker background will give you a good bright face. And friends, the green screen behind you can create magic. This is called chroma key screen. If your background is green like this, it can be completely replaced with something else, some other nice beautiful background picture that you'd have already seen in some Zoom classes or some other videos. Look at these pictures at the bottom. You see this Santa Claus standing in front of, you can see this Santa Claus, and green screen is behind him. In the next picture, what you can see is the entire green screen has been replaced by some beautiful picture, giving a total new look. It looks like Santa Claus is standing in some snowy place. Looks so beautiful. When all our minimal setting is done, how should your studio look like? Let's look at this picture. Here the camera is ready. Camera is standing on a tripod at the right height, and the mic is available on the table. The laptop is available on the table. The background is very clear and there are no distractions on the background, and it's not visible, but the floor is having soft carpeting which is going to absorb sound waves and improve the audio, and on the walls there is acoustic foam which will again reduce the echoes. This is the final setup, how it would look like, but not necessarily this expensive. It can be just your home, a room at your home. Friends, in my first earlier video we spoke about the video files and file sizes. We know that they can be humongous. So what I recommend is, if you have to share your video with someone else like editor or the publishing person, you need to be aware of few things. The file size is going to be huge. You will not be able to send the files in a very simple manner. So what I recommend is you store them on some cloud services such as OneDrive, Google Drive. There are so many drives available. If the video is completely ready by yourself, you can directly upload it on YouTube or one of the storage areas on the web, or in the best case or the worst case, you have a pen drive where you can store the video file and share with whoever you have to. Friends, when you are sharing the file, as I told you, you cannot send it as an attachment in WhatsApp or mail or somewhere. It becomes very difficult. So what I advise you is just share the link. You can share the link via WhatsApp, SMS, mail, or any favorite tool that you generally use for sharing any messages or any mails. It's simple. Once again, you have the option of using pen drive. My dear friends, there are many platforms for webinars and for teaching, for education, but in the recent times, Zoom has become a very powerful, very popular platform. So let us talk about Zoom and the options available. Very basic options I am going to cover in this video. Let's look at this picture. See, in this picture, what you are seeing is a resized screen of Zoom platform on a browser. There are few buttons, and before that, see, you are seeing a photo there because right now the video is off. So you are able to see the profile picture of the person. And now let's look at the buttons. The very first button is mute or unmute button. If it is muted, others will not be able to hear you. The voice is completely blocked. If you click it again, it becomes unmute. That means other people shall be able to listen to you. They will get your voice. The next button is start video. Right now the video is off. If you click again, it's a toggle button. It will turn on the video so that other people can look at you. So whatever you are doing will be visible to them. The next one, security, is for the admin or the host. So skip that. Let's go to the next one, the participants. Friends, if you click this button, you will get the list of all participants in this call. In this case, you can see only one because I'm the only one who was recording, but this is where you will be able to see all the participants. And the next button is chat. If the chat is enabled, you can do the text chatting with anybody available in the list, but this feature has to be enabled by the host or the admin. The next important button is share the screen. If you have access to share screen button, and when you click it, your screen, your computer screen shall be shared. If it is mobile phone, again your mobile screen shall be shared with all others, and everybody else will be able to see your screen. So be careful about that. And the next button is record. Again, this record button is mostly available for the admin or what we call as a host. Clicking this button, you shall be able to record the entire webinar or the training session. The next button is for reactions. If you like, you can give a thumbs up or you can clap, and depending on the availability, you can choose the reaction icons. At the end of the webinar, you can click the end button and end the session. This end button is available for the host, whereas the other participants will see a button as leave. If they click leave button, they shall exit from the webinar, the web call. Friends, you need to ensure that before you start your live class, you need to ensure that you have good internet connection. Just go around and search for a place at your home where you get good connection. If you don't have good connection, it can be a bad scene little later. Take care of that. Friends, when you are recording a video or when you are having a live class, there could be lots of distractions, and those distractions can cause a lot of disturbance to you. Let us look at what are they. This picture, the fans and their noise can create distractions, and maybe while recording you cannot hear them much, but when you replay your video you can hear the noise of the fans. And generally the wall fans make a lot of noise, whereas ceiling fans make less noise, but still their noise can be heard in videos. Even the noise from the AC can be heard in the videos. So if you would like to avoid them, then you need to take care of them. And there are other distractions. Pets can be a big source of distractions. Either their noise can be distraction or their presence can be distraction. So be aware of that. And the biggest problem in our cities is the city traffic noise. Now wherever we go, wherever we are, avoiding traffic noise is very difficult. So be aware of that. Even a small honk which you don't hear while recording will be heard very clearly when you replay the video. Just check it out and be aware. Do something about it. Before I end my video, I would like to give you some useful tips. My dear friends, you need to remember one thing. Always see from viewer's eyes. The other tip is think about the editor. After the recording, if you are planning to pass on the video to the editor, he or she is going to have lots of work. So, be aware about the editor's problems and then take care of them. What I advise you is speak clearly, have some pauses, stops in between, so that it becomes easy for the editor to cut off, remove off unwanted stuff. If possible, please talk to your editor and get some tips from him or her. Then friends, preparation is the key. If you are prepared well, you will be very confident. When you are very confident, there will be a smile on your face, and if you are smiling, the viewer will know that you know the stuff, you know the matter. So please smile and show your confidence. The last tip is, I recommend you to use prompter if it is difficult for you to remember the entire script. For example, look at this picture. There are important points written on a paper and that is stuck to the tripod, so that those points are visible to you and you will be able to read them. This way you will not miss any important point and you shall be able to cover your entire session without any hitches. Friends, it's very handy. Just go for it and you can have a perfect video recording or a perfect class. Now I come to the end of this video. Friends, if you liked the video, please click the like button, and there is a subscribe button using which you can subscribe. Some more stuff is coming up. Thank you.